Hello, I'm Scott Pantel, CEO of LSI, and today I am with Tom Keating, COO of PRIA Healthcare and a title sponsor of LSI's Emerging Medtech Summit. Tom, welcome.
Thanks for having us. Appreciate it, Scott.
Well, we're happy to have you. We're thrilled and honored to have you as a partner for our event. I'd like to get our audience current. Accelerating healthcare innovation, that's your tagline. Tell me what that means.
Absolutely. Well, I'd say that PRIA Healthcare exists in the medical device market today to essentially connect the dots between patients, providers, payers, and medical device organizations. Many technologies that come to market that are truly innovative have difficulty gaining traction early in their experience, specifically due to outdated views of technology or outdated views of care methodologies by payers. And we help to smooth that process of communication with payers, which ultimately increases utilization with early stage companies and contributes to a greater degree of commercial success.
And I noticed last year, Tom, you supported our event last year, and I saw you working the event quite nicely. You had a small team there, but one of the things that jumped out to me is that not only were you speaking with CEOs and founders, but it seems like you had quite a few connections also with the investment community. Is this just a network of yours, or is this a service that you guys offer that the investors care about?
I would say it's a very purposeful network that we enjoy. Working with so many early stage to mid stage, even large multinational corporations with our reimbursement / patient access solution has given us a lot of exposure and opportunity to get to know folks in the investment community. I think one of the first people that I spoke with from an investment perspective was Josh Mackauer, who really opened my eyes to what this meant for the investing community. I'd just say that if I could give a few takeaways for venture investors or even strategics, is that when our system of supporting commercialization of a new technology is on board with any given investment that you have, we decrease your risk. We increase the ability to have short-term utilization, short-term experience with that product in the market, which helps to break down a lot of those adoption barriers that are in place, whether it be due to general market factors or more likely with innovative technologies, the payer community.
That's great. And that's a nice segue into a discussion about the panel that you're going to be holding at the event, which you have lined up some really amazing panelists from all different perspectives. And I know that there's a huge buzz about that session. We're really looking forward to that. Before I ask you a little bit about that, I think one of the questions that everybody continues to ask is, why did you guys do this? Why did you guys make this decision? And when I say you guys, I mean LSI, PRIA, my sponsors. 14, 15 months ago, there was a lot of uncertainty in the air, and you were one of the ones right out of the gate that said, we're doing this, we're all in. What drove that decision?
Well, I think that when COVID first happened for us, yes, it was a shock, and we started to plan feverishly around it, the short-term kind of crisis mode management. But it became very clear to us very quickly that this was a market condition change. This was the weather of the market. This was not the market. This too shall pass, God willing. And we knew that there were always going to be innovative medical device companies. There are always going to be innovative and visionary medtech investors. There's always going to be patients who need the things that we do, really as an ecosystem. So PRIA is extremely committed to fostering that ecosystem in a very real and palpable way, so that we can bring disparate or certain market actors together in a way where transparency and data and messaging are all aligned around a common theme and a single purpose, which is to deliver the best care to a patient when they need it. If everybody could gather around that rallying cry in our industry, a lot of the problems kind of melt away, because when you're working towards a common goal, that's when real innovation can really happen that's systemic.
Terrific. So you're also, I think, being a little bit humble, because I know there were some nights along the way that I scratched my head and said, are we doing the right thing here? But here we are, a week away from the event. We're going to do this event safely. We have people that are going to be there in person. We have people streaming the event so they can catch your panel, which will be on May 12th. They can catch it live. They can catch it on replay. And I know that we'll be distributing it after the event as well. One of the things that's big about this event is the partnering element, and you guys are driving the partnering for this event. We checked yesterday and we have over 700 meetings that are already lined up. So will I see you in partnering meetings, or will I see you in the main session, or is it a crapshoot?
You're going to see us everywhere. We have 5 folks coming out. We got a very strong team that's coming out to the meeting. We take our presence there and our job there very, very seriously. And you're going to see us on stage. You'll see us as part of, the exhibition hall. You'll see us in partnering meetings, and we welcome you to visit us into or at the PRIA Partnering Pavilion, which is a separate room off of the meeting here.
And if I understand correctly, you guys are also kicking us off with a beautiful dinner on night 1 of the event. And here you are, yes, being humble again.
I do like dinners. So.
Yes. I haven't missed a meal lately myself. So looking forward to that. Tell us a little bit about the panel. I want to save some of the juice for the event, but can you top line the panel session for us? What's going on there?
Very excited about the panel. I think that most folks within the industry, whether you're an investor, whether you're a founder, whether you're a strategic, or even if you're just if you're a vendor that supports the ecosystem itself, there's a realization that over the last 10 years, one of the most major points of contention with companies who are growing from idea or concept all the way through commercialization is the reimbursement pathway, the coverage landscape. Are patients going to have unfettered access to this amazing technology that you've developed, and that a specialty physician or a specialty provider has said, this is the best procedure for you to have, or this is the best thing for your problem? So unfortunately, in the U.S. healthcare system, it's extremely distributed, it's broad, it's complex. So to drive that reimbursement pathway and coverage narrative amongst many payers is difficult. So what you're going to learn on the panel from a really great experienced set of panelists who have seen new technologies and innovative therapies come to market through a few different lenses. We've got a venture capitalist / operator of a early stage startup called Angel Medical. That's John Chaparro. We've got the director of market access and custom analytics from Intuitive Surgical, former client of ours within a different discipline. And Kelly Hallis, 25 years in reimbursement consulting, leads heavy strategic reimbursement landscapes, assessments, and execution for startup companies. And myself, who will help to moderate this fabulous discussion. But we want to give each perspective that's in the room an understanding of what reimbursement and patient access should mean to them in terms of accelerating their ability to succeed.
Well, that's great. We can't wait to see you. You again have a terrific group lined up. We're in prime time on day 2, so I'm sure we'll have a full house, both in session, out on the lawn, and virtually as well. One of the questions, Tom, that I love to ask during this time is around silver lining. So tell me on a personal, as we wrap this up, on a personal or professional standpoint, what has been the silver lining for you during this past crazy, insane year?
Personally, sourdough. My daughter's an amazing cook. She always has been, but she developed a penchant for making fresh baked bread. That was soon to follow by about 6 months of getting back to the gym. So back working out, which is nice. But professionally, I would just say, going through what we all went through, we all felt things a little bit differently, but we all felt a tremendous pressure through that period. And we're coming out of that period. So this too shall pass, right? But when you feel what you feel in those moments of crisis and struggle and pain, and you feel them with other people, and you understand how it's affecting the folks who are important to us, which are our clients, our patients, the providers that we work with, our employees, be able to take those perspectives and give what you can kind of to the collective pot was important. So we worked with a lot of our existing clients to restructure contracting so that we could get through the pandemic together, and we did. We worked with our employees to make sure that they were well protected and safe. So I think there's just a lot to learn from a professional leadership / management standpoint of, embrace those opportunities that feel like they may not be the best opportunity at the time, because that's where the real learning happens.
That's tremendous. That's one of the greatest answers that I've had, especially the sourdough part. I love that. That's really cool. Well, Tom,
especially at 5 a.m. Scott is awake at 5 a.m. to talk to me.
I'm an early bird, but this might be the first one I've done in the dark. So no, I don't have the blinds down. I'm not in a Star Trek capsule here. It's just the sun is not up right now. But I think my black background doesn't do anything compared to your brick background. That's a pretty nice little setup you got there.
Old buildings in Connecticut. And one point on that was also the other reason we got in very early. I knew that after the cold winter of Connecticut, we'd be looking forward to a little Laguna Niguel.
Well, I just sent you a screenshot of the weather forecast. I hope I didn't jinx the event, but it's calling for 70 degrees across the board. So I hope that will be acceptable to you.
I think we'll be able to manage that. Yeah.
I hope that'll be okay.
Well, we're really looking forward to it, Scott. I appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you so much. Tom Keating, COO, PRIA Healthcare, title sponsor. See you in a couple days, Tom.
Thanks.
Take care.